I think this episode is about my reaction to a disaster, and thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this episode. Sometimes we have an intense experience and it can feel like our mind is playing tricks on us. I have found that therapy helps me deal with the effects of an intense experience. Finding a therapist can be tricky, but BetterHelp is an online therapy platform that eliminates the time-consuming, stressful search for a therapist with a sign-up process that simply asks you straightforward questions that you answer online. Within 24 to 48 hours in most cases, BetterHelp connects you to a licensed therapist appropriate to your needs. BetterHelp is a simple, comfortable, and convenient place for therapy. You can do your sessions through messaging, voice, or video, and change your therapist if you want. Use this URL for 10% off your first month of therapy, and the link is in the description. Thank you, BetterHelp. Crazy glue did not fix my glasses. So now it's 2-part epoxy time. This ain't procrastinating. I gotta fix me glasses. On the one hand, you got your easy flow state, and that's the building and fixing and tinkering. And on the other hand, you got the hard flow state, which is the sitting down and writing. And it's the sitting down and writing that makes the episode good. So if this episode is bad, it's because I didn't sit down and write enough, but I did do quite a bit of tinkering. This needs a magnet. Why?
Want to make an eye shade for the Leica that turns the LCD screen off.
Is the tinkering flow state
Put some heat shrink tube on the end of this flashlight right here so that I can
easier? Cut the tripod shoe down and see if it still fits the tripod than the writing flow state. Magnet for my Laura Comp tape measure.
I really think I should gild this repair scar.
Why is the tinkering flow state easier than the writing flow state? Somewhere in my books I read about Eastern laziness versus Western laziness. Eastern laziness is like laying around smoking a hookah all day, but Western laziness, our laziness, is making yourself super busy all the time so that you don't have to face the important things, i.e., writing the episode.
I think the scatterbrain has something to do with my reaction to the fires and the panic of it.
No, it doesn't work. Fuck it.
I think it's because the writing takes full concentration. Like I can't listen to podcasts while I'm writing.
Rick Caruso on Joe Rogan. Hasn't heard it all.
That's one. And while I'm writing, I am way, way, way more sensitive to interruption. Even in the pouring rain, we have the leaf blowers. Why? When I'm writing, I have to blanket myself in the writing task. And it takes a long, long time. I don't know how long I'm going to be in the writing phase, and then I'm eating into my production phase. And in tinkering, you can just stop.
Okay, here's the test. Okay, it works that way. Now it works that way. It's reversible. Before it wasn't.
so I can tilt the camera. With writing, if you stop, you're going to lose a lot of the progress you made in your brain trying to figure out what it is you're writing. The writer-director Jane Campion said,
when I first started writing, one of the things I realized was that, you know, like for the first 3 hours and you sit down to do something, you know, nothing really happens. It's like it's testing you. Will you stay for that 4th hour? The unconscious mind is a little bit like a quite shy pet, and you have to set conditions where it trusts that if it comes out and plays, you'll feed it, you'll pay attention to it, you won't ignore it, you won't scare it.
3 hours of writing before your subconscious is comfortable enough to come out and play, and that's when you get the good stuff. Oh! Shit, what's the chess player's name? Gustav Olofsson? Magnus Olofsson? And third, writing wipes me out. I think I heard that Magnus Carlsen, when he does a chess tournament, he burns something like 5,000 calories of electricity using his mind. And I totally empathize with that. Okay, so what's the point? Yes, it's harder to write than it is to fix stuff and build stuff and clean stuff. But what's the point? And the point is this. I think the fires made us a little crazy. And for me, tinkering helps me avoid unpleasant realities, but writing helps enable us to confront unpleasant realities. Maybe that's why writing is the hard flow state. And I get the same out of both. I get the same flow state out of both. The easy and the hard. This is the business we've chosen.
This is the business we've chosen.
I think this is why an artistic medium is also called a discipline, writing discipline, because it takes discipline, and discipline sucks. And how lucky are we who have both the easy flow states and the hard flow states?
On this week's Patreon-only video,
My favorite camera is this Leica Q2. I refined this camera according to my needs. Today, I'm going to make an eye shade for it. And so this is the solution I came up with.